What's up, guys? My name is KhaoticK, back at you guys with a little one today, coming at you with a new tier list video. And as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, we're going to be ranking the drugs that can kill you versus drugs that won't kill you. And yeah, the ones that won't kill you are definitely going to be the psychedelics. And, you know, we're going to be ranking them from death to won't kill. So, yeah, strap in your seats, get something to get high on. Stay high, stay lifted, and we're going to get right into this tier list. So, yeah, let's go. And leave it down in the comments if you guys agree with the tier list here. So, let's get into it. It's going to be pretty interesting. The first one right off the bat, we're going to go from top to bottom. Mescaline. So, mescaline, definitely never had a problem with mescaline. In fact, it's probably one of the first, popular psychedelics in the whole entire world. It's been used for thousands and thousands of years. Like, we pretty much evolved with this shit. So it's definitely safe. And, I'm going to put it in the safe category, or should I put it in the won't kill category? Yeah, won't kill, bro, because it's been used for thousands of years. This shit does not have a toxic dose. I mean, it probably does, but let's be honest, it's a psychedelic. It's going to be way too high. Like, you're going to puke out that dose more than die from it. So that's going to be a won't kill. That is definitely no. I mean, it's been used for thousands of years, and I'm pretty sure it's never killed anybody, and they've even run tests on animals, I'm sure. Probably one of the first, chemically tested research kind of drugs. It wasn't a research chemical, but it was a research drug. I know for a fact they did research this shit. So yeah, I could determine it won't kill you, bro. All right, so you're good. You're good with mescaline, okay? Definitely try mescaline. Everyone needs to try mescaline. So let's get into the next one here. GBL. Now this converts to the GHB in your body, and it's roughly the same with the safety there. However, it's acidic and it's also corrosive. So I would generally say caution for sure. Okay, it's not entirely safe or won't kill. You need caution with this substance because, again, it's corrosive. It can, ruin your internal kind of like digestive system if you're abusing it. Yeah, I've noticed your stomach doesn't really like this shit. Just kind of like alcohol. So yeah, keep to the same harm reduction and usage as alcohol. However, it's also very addicting, and euphoric. So that's why it's addicting. Definitely have some caution with this substance, okay? But it generally won't kill you. However, it can kill you, okay? It can. That's why I put it in caution. Because GBL, GHB, you can asphyxiate, you can choke on yourself, you could choke on your vomits, you could throw up, you could be laying down, you could even pass out laying down, and as long as you're covering your nose and your mouth, you could fucking, asphyxiate that way. So that's going to be in caution. Please, 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 please use caution with GBL. But yeah, interesting drug though. Very fond of it. It's addicting though, so keep that in mind. So next one, we have fentanyl. Yeah, we don't really need to even discuss that. That's death. You use fentanyl because you don't care. You use fentanyl because you want to die. Meaning you're already an addict. You probably don't give a fuck about dying. You're also just doing it because it's heroin. And you got to be careful, man. You really do. Because if you're doing fentanyl, bro, goddamn, dude, I can only imagine what the fuck that's going to be like. It's going to be a little hellhole. You're going to have to watch out for that one. So, it really is a hellhole, and you don't want to go down it, bro. Yeah. You're choosing death if you're choosing that substance. Okay? All right. So, and real quick, hold on. Let me zoom this in a little bit so we can see a little better. Let me do that. That's a little better. All right. So, fentanyl. Very interesting. I mean, not very interesting drug. It's honestly the most worst drug. It's just, I don't even gotta go into it. So, fentanyl's gonna be, yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting how they create something that can be so deadly. That's what's interesting about it. But anyways, keeping that in the death tier. The death tier. So, yeah, pretty deathly there. Watch out for that one. So the next one we got here, PCP. I haven't ever really reviewed this yet. I've never even done it. That's why. But PCP, oh man, it could be dangerous, I've heard. So I'm going to put that in the dangerous tier. I don't know if you could die from it, but you could do some stupid shit where you could probably die from it. Yeah, it's not really harmful, but it's dangerous. If that makes any sense. I mean, it could be harmful. You could harm others. You could harm yourself. You could go into a manic state. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's hard to control. Mania is kind of euphoric. So if you're in a very euphoric manic state, that's going to be a bad one. So I'm going to put it in the dangerous category. All right. Don't be doing PCP, man. Don't be going crazy. Don't be doing that. Next one we got here is MDMA. Good old MDMA. Can't go wrong with this. Not to be confused with Ecstasy. So that's going to be in a different ranking because Ecstasy could be anything, bro. But MDMA, quality, 100% pure. You tested this bitch and you know where it's coming from. That shit won't kill you. It won't kill. It won't. It just won't. However, that's a hard one, bro. I'm gonna put that in the safe category, okay? Because it's not that it won't kill you, it could still kill you. It definitely can. It's generally safe. However, goddamn, this is a hard one, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna do it dirty, but caution. You know what? Caution. Because people be taking crazy doses, even if it's pure, bro. You have to have caution, okay? Meaning, I wouldn't say it's safe either, but to have caution. Because I was addicted to this shit. I mean, Psyched Substance was addicted to this shit. It's very addicting, so please use caution. And I would put it in the safe category if, you know, you couldn't possibly die from it. You can. You could die from an overdose from MDMA. It's happened. People have taken 0.5 grams and died from that shit. That's not that higher than a normal dose to die from. So just saying, yeah, that needs caution. That needs preparation. You need to know what you're doing. So keep that in the caution category. But yeah, into the next one here. We do have shrooms. So shrooms won't kill you at all. So we're going to put that in the won't kill category. Definitely will not kill you. Don't worry about that. However, it will think you died. It'll make you think you killed yourself, and you might just kill yourself. You might have thought you've already died, which is even worse. So you're like, oh, I could do this, and I won't die, and then you really die. So keep that in mind there. Don't be doing that shit. Don't be taking too high of a dose. Take a normal dose. If it's your first time, start out like a gram, bro. I'm serious, because there's been times where I took a gram of shrooms. That shit made me trip like 2 or 3 grams. So if anything, take 0.5 gram. That's even better, and you won't have to worry about it. So take at least 0.5 gram and then work your way up. Redose like an hour later if it's not enough. And there you go. But just don't be doing that too much. But it won't kill you. It definitely won't. Very, very hard. I mean, you would probably need to eat a whole pound of shrooms, bro. And at that point, you're throwing up. It's fucking disgusting. That many shrooms, that's gross. So let's go into this next one here. Gabapentin. So I just kind of threw this one in here because it's very similar to barbiturates. It's kind of similar to Soma. It's kind of similar to, it's obviously very similar to pregabalin. It's similar to muscle relaxants. It's pretty interesting. And it's basically a nerve pain medication. However, it can be abused. It can be used for recreational purposes. And I've found that out before when I had the prescription from Gabapentin. This shit's definitely safe. I'm putting that in the safe category. Don't have to worry about that. Definitely don't. You're more likely to fall asleep if you take a high dose than die. So I would say it's safe. It's also been through trials because it's a medical drug. It's med. So again, that's considered safe. Yeah. But leave it down in the comments if you guys have taken Gabapentin or Lyrica or pregabalin. And unfortunately, not ranking that one. I haven't tried that before, but I would rank that there. So keep that there. Makes more sense. Into the next one, GHB. Now, you really got to be careful with this one. That's going to be in caution category. Yeah. because again, it's identical to GBL. GBL hits harder, but it's no different once it's actually metabolized into GHB. So once it's metabolized into GHB, it's the same drug, obviously. So again, you can still knock out. GHB, you need to be a little more careful with. It lasts longer. You'll be knocked out longer. GBL keeps you knocked out for like an hour or more. This shit might keep you knocked out for like 3 or 4 hours. Meaning, yeah, watch the dose. Definitely not toxic at all compared to GBL. But you need to have caution. For sure. 100%. But you won't die. Like, again, you can die. It's just kind of like a gamble. Not a good gamble. You want to take this stuff with someone. You want to make sure someone can watch you, because you might just push the dose and you don't want someone calling the cops that didn't know you're on this shit and finding you dead. And I don't know, man. Just, you don't want that shit. All right? You don't even want to die that way. And you wouldn't even know, which I guess could be the only good thing. But watch out, bro. Anyways, into the next one. Oh, man. Heroin, bro. This shit's disgusting. And I don't gotta fucking ever explain why you can die from that shit. It's cut with this. It's cut with God knows what else. Xylazine. It's cut with everything. Anything. I mean, they put probably crack in that bitch. They put cocaine. They put a little bit of your mama's hair, bro. I'm just playing. But they put a little bit of their mama's hair or something. They put anything in that shit, bro. It's disgusting. Probably put some skin cells in that bitch. God, bro. I mean, you can only imagine, like, they just straight don't give a fuck about you, bro. They don't give a fuck about the consumer. It's all about money. They don't care that you die. They don't care that other people die. They don't give a fuck. So don't be doing that shit. That is most definitely death. Death will knock on your door faster than, I mean, take it, not as fast as taking pure fentanyl, but it will knock on your door. This is almost guaranteed to be fentanyl as well. So it's almost the same drug at that point. It's pretty scary, bro. I mean, they don't even sell heroin by itself anymore. They'll just straight up sell fent. So watch out, bro. I don't gotta explain why. Anyways, let's get into the next one. We do have some bath salts. I would say that's at risk next to fucking harmful, bro. At risk, okay? You're doing bath salts, bro. You're at risk of death. Like, okay? You got to be careful, bro. And this goes for cathinones, for MMC, 2-MMC. Look, I know you could use those drugs recreationally. I know you could use it safely. However, those drugs are fiendish. That's their very nature. They're supposed to mimic cocaine, MDMA, even meth, bro. Very fiendish fucking drugs. And that's coming from someone who's used at least methadone. That's the only bath salt I've ever done. And when I've done for MMC, I don't know, it was such a weird fiendish like MDMA like cocaine high, bro. Like it felt like cocaine, MDMA, and meth all in one. And I even vaped that shit. Don't even do that, bro. That's fucking horrible. All right, don't. All right, but it's felt like all three of those drugs, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, you're at risk here of death. I mean, your heart rate's going through the roof. That shit made my heart rate increase like a motherfucker, bro. I'll never do that shit again. So you're at risk for death for 100% sure. Those drugs are pretty much only research chemicals, so they're not even tested right, and they could be anything else. They could be a different cathinone that you never even heard of, bro. There's so many cathinones, so don't be risking that. It's at risk for sure of death. Death. You do not want to die from bath salts. So watch out. Anyways, the next one here, we have cigarettes. Cigarettes, definitely harmful. Definitely harmful. Are you going to die instantly? No. It's more of like, you're going to die one day. Kind of like a thing. Bath salts, like, I don't even know. Really, between both, bro, they're pretty much the fucking same there. But yeah, compared to cigarettes, though, cigarettes, they sneak up on you. They make you feel, like you need one and you crave one, and that's harmful. We know it's harmful for your health. There's plenty of tests. There's plenty of, diagnoses out there from cigarette addiction, from lung addiction, lung cancer. You do not want to be smoking cigarettes, bro. It's very harmful, okay? it could definitely kill you one day. And just don't take that gamble. That's all I got to say. But anyways, into the next one here. We have DXM. DXM. This one, shit. This one's kind of dangerous. I'm gonna put in a caution. Okay, you're not gonna die normally from a DXM dose. Like, man, I took fucking 4 of these, 4 Delsums. I made a video about it. And I didn't die. And that was a crazy trip. That was like next to like 4th plateau or something, if you look up the levels of DXM trips. So, again, after like 4 bottles of this shit, are you really gonna drink more than 4? I mean, unless you're trying to die. But even then, it's very hard to die from DXM. So I would use caution. It can't really just kill you right off the bat. Don't combine it with anything else. Don't combine it with something that can release serotonin. DXM does act on serotonin, so it can cause serotonin syndrome. You could die from that. However, by itself, it's like one of the fucking childish drugs you could do. But yeah, please use caution. If you're going to be doing it, you're not going to die, though. Let's be honest. I never heard of anyone dying from DXM. I mean, you'd have to be really unlucky, bro. I don't know who has died. I'm sure there has. There's fucking degens everywhere. But like, what dose did they take? I mean, how much did they take? Because that's ridiculous, bro. If you're dying from DXM, you don't need to be doing drugs, bro. You need to, yeah. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. And to the next drug here. We have 4FA. So, and this goes for any fluorinated amphetamine compound. I found them relatively safe. However, I can't really tell if you're going to die from that shit. Just don't be pushing the dose. So, I can't say it's safe either. I'm going to put that in caution. Caution, yeah, you want to have caution with anything that releases serotonin. 4FA sort of releases it. It more of antagonizes it. 4FMA, though, that releases serotonin. And I took 4FMA combined with 4FA in this thing called Turbo Molly. So this vendor created this concoction in an ecstasy pill. And it was 4FA and 4FMA. Bro, that roll was intense as fuck, okay? So, but I didn't really feel any other negatives other than it felt sort of like an MDMA like come down for only a few days, bro. So I would say even the combination of 4FMA and 4FA together, it didn't really cause any long-term health effects at all. And the same depletion of MDMA, serotonin kind of like stuff. Same shit. So just use caution with those kind of compounds like 4FA, 4FEA, and 4FMA. Those all need caution. So watch out. Watch out. And into the next one here, Whippets. Now, I gotta say, Whippets are harmful, okay? And I don't know, bro. They're harmful, okay? Meaning they're gonna deplete your B12. Harmful to your brain. Harmful to your neurological function. Very, very bad, bro. Very, very bad. I'm gonna be honest. Don't be doing Whippets, bro. They're whack. They're boring. They're only good with psychedelics and dissociatives. Even GHB, even. They're not even good by themselves. So if you're intentionally using only Whippets, bro, that's harmful as fuck. Okay? That is harmful. Again, can't say that enough, can't emphasize that enough. That is harmful. Watch out for that shit, bro. Watch out. And it'll sneak up on you too. That B12 depletion happens almost instantly. It actually does happen instantly. So it doesn't matter how many Whippets you do. If you do them every day, that's where the depletion happens. That's where you can have a come down. And it takes like months. It could take months to recover from that kind of depletion. It could take a month, up to a month as well, at the very least. So it could take 1 month to a few months, bro, to recover from B12 depletion, from Whippet use. Definitely don't be doing that shit. It's horrible, very harmful. And yeah. And if you didn't know what B12 does, it tells your body how to make blood cells. So, and it also depletes your oxygen levels even more because of the B12 depletion, which creates oxygen, which is blood cells, almost in tandem. So, yeah, you're going to have lower blood cells and you're going to have lower oxygen because you have less blood cells. That's why this shit can kill you. Yeah, and you're literally teetering on dangers and death real quick. So watch out. All right? Next one is weed. Good old weed, bro. That shit will not kill you, man. Who's died from weed, bro? I mean, like, I don't know. You might feel like you're dying after a good edible dose. You're like, oh, fuck. and then you got your heart racing and shit. That's probably the most that'll happen. However, it's not gonna kill you, bro. Who the fuck dies from weed? I mean, it's just not gonna kill you. So we don't really gotta explain why it won't kill you. I mean, we have plenty of people using that every fucking day and not dying. So yeah, good old weed is not gonna kill you. But into the next one here, we do have lean. Lean, I don't know, man. This shit, I don't know. At risk. I might put that, I don't know. Is it as dangerous as bath salts? Nah, it's not. So, okay, caution, bro. Caution. You could become addicted. I mean, you could die. You can get liver failure. But normally people don't die from it. Rappers will probably die from it, though. Their livers probably hate them at that point. It causes bloating. It's liquid heroin, bro. I mean, I don't know, man. Pretty bad for you. I'm putting it at risk, bro. Yeah. Because if you're into lean addiction, it's probably very serious at that point. It's unhealthy. Probably putting a bunch of Jolly Ranchers sugar up in that bitch, making it taste good. That's not healthy at all. Syrup probably tastes fucking like sugar anyway. Starch. I don't know. It's just so unhealthy, bro. Okay, you're at risk because, again, if you're already in the midst of a lean addiction, bro, you're at risk of death. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. One day you might just take too much and you could die. You never know, bro. So watch out. Watch out for sure. Then the next one we have is 1,4-BDO or just BDO, butanediol. This one converts into GHB. Now, this is obviously the same as the others. Caution, because since it converts into GHB, it's the same drug. You want to watch the dose. Relatively safe. Definitely not a safe category kind of drug. However, caution is to be advised. It is still just like the others. GHB, GBL. It's going to have the same effects. It's going to convert into active GHB in your body. And you're going to need to watch out how long your last dose was. You need to watch out how long you're using. If you're using every day, every night, that is not good. Obviously, that's going to become an addiction very fast. Watch out for that. Other than that, use caution, use common sense. Hey, man, that's the best thing you could do in that regard. So, into the next one here. We do have Kratom. Kratom. I would say, I don't know, man. This is another one that's hard, bro, because it's like, is it safe? It's almost safe, but it's not safe. People become addicted to that shit. Yeah, we're putting in a caution, bro, because, again, kratom addiction is a real thing, very real thing. You really have to be careful. Can you die from it? No, not really necessarily, but you could definitely become addicted, and you could have health complications from that. It could die from that. That's always a possibility. However, I just really don't know. Honestly, caution. Caution is to be advised for that. But anyways, let's get into the next one here. Meth. Oh, yeah, meth. That's dangerous, bro. That's dangerous. Meth is fucking dangerous, okay? Because you don't really need to know why. I know personally that shit, for me, it's easy to control. I have ADHD. I don't know. I just don't really have an addiction with that, meaning I don't really get high from meth the same way. It never really got me high. I just kind of just sit there. I don't know. It doesn't really make me focus either, bro. It's really weird. I don't like that shit. It's dangerous, meaning that it's going to hijack your personality. It's going to change your personality. It affects serotonin. So after a certain, point of using, you're going to be having serotonin deficiency. It's going to cause come down similar to MDMA. Yeah. It's bad, bro. It's not good for you at all. I mean, that's dangerous. Your heart's going to be racing, palpitations of the ass probably, anxiety, thinking people are out to get you. You could fucking make some impulsive decisions, steal something, get yourself killed. There's a lot of shit, bro. And then if you're into an addiction there, your mind's not going to be itself, bro. You're going to be just overfloated with just so much amphetamine, bro. So much dopamine. Your body, your synapses are just going to shut down, and you're going to have come downs, and it's bad, bro. So watch out. Watch out. It's the next one. We have good old LSD. This will not kill you at all. at all. That never killed anybody. Honestly, I don't know. If you're dying from that, that's not LSD, bro. That's N-bomb. That's fucking N-bomb. Yeah, whatever the fuck. It's fucking even DOB, DOM. It could be the Dox compounds. It could be one of those. It could be a new one. I don't know, bro. But if you're dying from LSD, it's not LSD. 100%. It won't kill you at all. Never would. Never would. So let's get into the next one here. 2CB. Now, 2CB definitely will not kill you. Very, very good safety profile. That's a psychedelic. It's not going to kill you, bro. It's fine. It's going to be like, hey, you're my buddy. I'm going to love you. Very lovely substance. It's going to hug you. It's going to kiss you. Not in a gay way. I'm just saying it's gonna feel really nice, okay? Very much like MDMA psychedelia. It's not really like it's euphoria. However, I'm sure it could be in the right dose. Never going to be the same, obviously. It's not an amphetamine. The euphoric rushes usually tend to come from amphetamine-like compounds. That's never going to have any of that. But it is a very easy beginner psychedelic. I would recommend that if you're wanting to try psychedelics but not trying to commit to the headspace with psychedelics. If you have anxiety, this is a better psychedelic to do. But yeah, that won't kill you. And to the next one, cocaine. Now, cocaine will kill you. However, it generally won't kill you. So I say, not many people die from cocaine, but they can. You're at risk for death. So I'm going to leave it. You know what? I don't know, bro. This is a hard one too, bro. Between harmful and at risk. At risk being less harmful. Harmful being obviously harmful. Honestly, this is such a fucking hard one, dude. Fuck. God, because it's not like inherently harmful if you have good shit, right? But no, it's actually very harmful if you have bad shit. And it's always cut usually. That's pretty harmful. You're snorting up random substances. At risk would mean it's safer. I don't know, bro. Man, that's a hard one. You know what? Since I already have crack, I'm just put at risk for coke. Yeah, harmful, crack for sure. So we'll put crack there. Cocaine by itself, I don't know, man. I'm gonna put at risk. Okay, I don't want to piss too many people off. You're at risk of death. You're not inherently gonna die. You're not definitely gonna die. I've never really been with anybody. I've never been around anybody that died, right? But it's at risk because, again, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know if your supplier stepped on this shit. You don't know how many times it's been stepped on. You don't know if it's been cut with something that could kill you. It could be cut with fentanyl and then become dangerous. So it's actually between at risk, harmful, and dangerous, bro. I'm going to keep it here, but realistically, it alternates between at risk to dangerous to death. So keep that in mind, bro. Depends on what's even in this shit, bro. It depends on if it got stepped on. So watch out. Watch out. But yeah. Let's get into the next one here. We have Adderall. Plain old Adderall. That's safe, okay? Yeah, that's safe. Let's be honest. That's why it's prescribed. Yeah. And it's not as addicting as methamphetamine. I would say it's definitely safe, okay, if used in the right context. Safe for Adderall. Don't really got to explain much there. Adderall never really made me fiend too much. However, it's going to alternate between safe and caution. You need to be cautious when using Adderall. However, it is safe. It definitely is. It wouldn't be marketed otherwise if it wasn't. Xanax. Now, honestly, bro, this is another hard one. Harmful and dangerous. It's harmful and dangerous, let's be honest. But which one isn't more? Which one isn't more? Between what you do on a barred out fucking mindset, god damn it. Yeah, it's dangerous, dog. I'm gonna have to put in dangerous. Bars, dude. They create fights. They make you steal. They do crazy shit, bro. They can even be cut with fentanyl. That shit's dangerous, okay? No, yeah, this is dangerous, bro. Xanax nowadays is nothing like Xanax, in the past. So, definitely a dangerous drug now. I'd be wary of every single press, every single Xanax, even if you got it prescribed, bro. I'd be wary of that shit. And really, don't really gotta speak on that. It's pretty fucking dangerous, bro. I mean, you could be a barred out retard and doing some crazy shit, bro. So watch out. It's gonna stay there. No debate. It's pretty fucking dangerous. So the next one here. Teslas or ecstasy. Yeah, just ecstasy. Now, you're at risk with ecstasy because, again, it's cut with almost anything. It could be cut with 2CB, MDA. It could be cut with, honestly, crazy ass shit. I even heard of a story. It was cut with the fucking chloroamphetamine, whatever fucking that compound that actually 4CA, yeah, 4-chloroamphetamine. That one and 4-CMA, 4-chloromethamphetamine, are inherently toxic to serotonergic neurons in the brain. That was actually found to be in an ecstasy tablet. So I'm telling you, bro, they'll put some neurotoxins in this shit. I mean, please, you're at risk if you're taking ecstasy. Make sure you test that shit. Make sure it's filled to the brim with real MDMA, and you could tell by it, the way it makes you roll. However, it's always normally more of like a dirty like high because it's always cut with something else, man. So watch out. You're at risk. It could be something else. So please test it with the test kit. Link in the description below. Now, alcohol. Good old alcohol. Oh, man. Yeah. You know what? It's dangerous, bro. Alcohol's dangerous. Okay? It's dangerous. The way it is accepted by society is dangerous. How trashed it gets you. It's a poison in your body. It's converted into formaldehyde, an active neurotoxin and poison in your body. Acetone. It's fucking bad for you. Liver-wise, your liver does not recognize that thing as an endogenous compound, meaning you're going to be having a bad time, bro. Hangover city. If you don't get hangovers, I don't care. It's still bad for you. I don't give a shit. It's still bad for you. And it's dangerous how accepted it is because it's been used for thousands of years as well. So that's just the way it is. It's not the best drug to be doing. There's way better drugs, okay? Very dangerous drug. And I'd be very, very cautious. So again, with alcohol, you're alternating between at-risk, harmful, and dangerous. If you have an addiction, that's death. It can kill you. Wholeheartedly. I mean, honestly, if you really want to debate anything above harmful, like harmful, dangerous, everything in death, dangerous, and harmful category, and those tiers, you basically, all of these can kill you. Yeah, if you really want to look at it that way. And save for bath salts here. So pretty much all of these can kill you. I mean, everything above here can potentially kill you, let's be honest. Anything below here, it's really hard to die. However, GHB, you could die. That's what I'm saying. These are hard, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I would have to put GBL at the at-risk because, yeah, I'm changing that right now. You know why? Because GBL has the tendency to be way stronger than GHB, which means it can definitely kill you a lot easier. Yeah, I forgot about that. So, caution with BDO and GHB by itself, but GBL, you need to have some expert fucking education in drug use. I'm serious. You are at risk for dying with GBL. I forgot. It's very, very, very easy to overdose with GBL because it's stronger. But anyways, I wanted to recategorize that tier there, but let's get into the next one. We do have 7-OH. 7-OH tablets. Now, honestly, I'm going to put this shit in harmful, bro. Okay? Actually, at risk. I'll be a little nice with it because, yeah, it's very similar to Kratom. However, you're at risk of death because what if it gets you into an addiction that you can't stop? What if whatever's in that shit isn't actually 7-OH? Because these aren't quality tested, let's be honest. What if you combine it with something that can kill you because you wanted it to kick in harder because you really thought that it wasn't such a strong opiate? It's actually stronger than morphine, okay? This shit is stronger than morphine, bro. I think 10 times. I read that shit. I was like, what? Because when I tried it, it wasn't. In my opinion, well, I've never even tried morphine, so now I never want to try morphine because if that's 10 times stronger than morphine, morphine's a weak little fucking drug. I'm going to be honest, weak as fuck. Too weak for me to want to do it. But it's just, you really got to be careful, okay? This shit is taking over. You got to watch out. You're at risk of death. I don't gotta explain why you could be on to the next addiction after that, and that could qualify as being at risk. Again, there's no quality tests going on with this, so watch out. You could be taking something completely different, bro. I've even heard of it being ODSMT, so watch out, bro. I really don't vouch for this shit at all. But anyways, over to the next one, we have Oxy. So, oh man, this is so bad for you. So bad for you, bro. Harmful. Oxys, I mean, they could be fentanyl, dog. You know what? That's fucking dangerous. In fact, and these go for M30s, anything blue. You know, the blues, if anybody says that shit, stay away, bro. Dangerous. Dangerous. It could be cut with fentanyl. I got lucky. These are actual presses I bought before. Obviously, you could tell they're a press. They're not real at all. They don't even have the same color. They have a very similar color, and they're fatter. However, you can't trust this shit, bro. Honestly, and I tested mine with fentanyl. Tested mine with a fentanyl test strip, so link in the description below. However, yeah, you really have to watch out and test that shit. Don't be trusting that shit. You know what I mean? And even then, please use caution. But that shit's straight dangerous, bro. Don't ever buy this shit. Don't buy cut pills. Don't do it. The next one here, paracetam. So, and this goes for any other nootropic. So nootropics, the nootropic research chemicals, paracetam, aniracetam, Noopept, those kind of drugs, honestly, they won't kill you, bro. Yeah, they're very safe. They're a nootropic. They're meant to boost blood flow to your brain, provide a energy boost, and almost a fix for fatigue. However, they just won't kill you, bro. I don't see them killing you. Yeah. Very good safety profiles with the nootropic substances. And yeah, it just won't kill you, bro. Leave it down in the comments if you've tried nootropics like this. However, I just wanted to include it. I wanted to include almost every drug category. I'm sure I left out some. Yeah. And yeah. Well, anyways, that's going to go in the won't kill category. And let's go into the next one here. So, crack. Yeah. Harmful, bro. Between harmful and dangerous. I'm putting harmful. We need to put another one there. Harmful. Yeah, definitely harmful. Crack, oh man, very harmful to your health. Very bad. You're not going to enjoy it. You're really not. And you're going to have to watch out for that, okay? Definitely watch out for that one. Don't be doing that shit. It's fucking stupid. But, yeah. Cocaine's safer than crack. They're both the same drug. They both convert into the same drug. They're actually the same drug. This is just vaped, obviously. So watch out for crack, bro. It's harmful. Very harmful for your health, and it can kill you. It can lead to the death tier. So watch out. What's up, guys? So I almost forgot to include Benadryl. Since I wanted to do almost every drug category, I think I touched on all of them, really. This is a deliriant, diphenhydramine, known as DPH. I know you guys have heard of it, so we're going to rank it here. Now, this shit is fucking dangerous, bro, okay? DPH, don't be doing that shit, bro. Very dangerous drug. Don't be going into that rabbit hole of a drug use there. Yeah, you know why, bro. Just look up Benadryl horror stories. Look up DPH horror stories. It's almost a horror story. I mean, this shit makes you feel and see, and like see the Hat Man. You fucking see spiders, bro. Oh my God. Like, you see some scary horror film, scary movie shit, bro. And I want nothing to do with that. I would say that's fucking dangerous. And once you get into a DPH addiction, it's very hard to get out. It could include death, obviously. And it's also going to rot your brain away. It's a antihistamine. It also reduces a chemical in your brain called acetylcholine. And if those levels run too low, you almost get brain damage. Acetylcholine is very important for your brain to function. So don't be fucking with that shit. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to include that because, yeah, I've never even had a Benadryl trip because I'm not stupid. So there you go. Don't be doing that. I'm the one doing all these different drugs, except this. So just don't be doing that shit, bro. It's fucking dangerous, okay? Benadryl, yeah, dangerous as fuck. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And now to the last substance. And yeah, so for the next one here, And for the last one here, we have ketamine. Now, I'm going to put that in the safe category. Now, ketamine, definitely a safe drug, okay? It's now prescribed as S-ketamine, a nasal spray for depression purposes, anxiety purposes, for treatment-resistant depression. So, again, to get that prescribed, you more than likely have to go through a slew of fucking weird tests and taking this drug and taking that drug. And, yeah, hopefully you could just say, hey, none of them worked, and then you can get it. But, you know, they're going to try to use other drugs before they give you ketamine. So, good luck trying to get that. I do not know how hard it is. I'm sure you can get ketamine IV therapy as well. However, that would be very expensive, obviously. So watch out. But again, that is safe as far as I know. I've done ketamine. I've done plenty of K. You can't really overdose on that. You can't die on it. You can think you're dying. It's going to be a diso-ego death. It's going to not be an actual death. You're just going to kind of have, you're going to kind of be reset after the end of the experience. You're going to be reset in a way that you're going to enjoy your life again. Now, ketamine is definitely a safe category. I would keep it there. And you don't really need to use caution with it because, again, the dose, I mean, you can fucking hole so easily. And it's honestly kind of scary in a way, too. You know, I remember when I first tried that shit, it was kind of daunting, bro. I was like, I did not want to really push that shit with that drug. So I would say it's safer where, yeah, you don't want to take as much. It's not as addicting as well as other drugs. But keep in mind, almost every drug is addicting. However, it's also very addicting. In my own opinion, it wasn't very addicting. But again, all drugs can be very addicting, so watch out. But I would say it tends to not be so addicting because it's so disorienting, bro. It's the disorienting experience, so keep that in mind. But anyways, this includes the drugs that can kill you versus drugs that won't kill you tier list. And yeah, leave it down in the comments if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys agree with the placements of this. Hopefully you don't hate them too much. And yeah, you know, leave a like and subscribe and a comment and share the video. Also join my harm reduction and substance Discord for 24/7 access to a bunch of people like you, bunch of psychonauts giving good advice and good harm reduction. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.